An array is basically a custom collection that you create yourself. And one way to create an array is just like this. Define a variable, which will refer to the array. I've got my underscore array here, and then equals a pound sign, and then parentheses, and within the parentheses, any number of values separated by commas. So let's just execute this. So I just created an array named myArray. So here I'll evaluate myArray2. That's in square brackets, the 2, and this means the second element in myArray. And it comes back with 4, because that is the second element in the array. And let's look at myArray count. And it comes back with 4 because there are 4 elements in this array. So the help file says that an array is a variable length, indexable sequence of values. And the indexable aspect of it just refers to the fact that we can refer to elements of the array by number, such as myArray2, myArray1, and so on. And this is the rule for creating an array that we saw. Pound sign, and then within parentheses, any number of values. And you can also create an empty array with pound sign and then parentheses. And you can also create an array from an existing collection. So just say collection as array. So let's take a look at that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is create 64 boxes. For I, in 1 to 64, do box, parentheses. So let's just execute that. So it basically looks like one box because they're all in the same place and they're all the same size. But if I hit H, you can see that there are 64 boxes named box 01 to box 64. So here we're going to create an array called boxes array by taking the collection of all objects whose name begins with box and turning that into an array. So let's try that. So now that that's an array, for example, if I didn't know how many boxes there had been there, I could find out. So I'm going to create a variable, numBoxes, equal to boxesarray.count. That is the number of elements in the boxes array, and hit enter. And it comes back and tells me that there are 64 objects whose name begins with box. So now let's do something with that array. Here we have a for loop. It's going to count from 1 up to however many boxes there are, in this case 64. And it's going to take the x position of whichever box it's on. First it'll be box 1, then box 2, then box 3, and so on, and set the x position to I times 25. So the first box will be 1 times 25, the second box 2 times 25, and so on. And I chose 25 because the length, width, and height of this box is 25. So that should line the boxes up right next to one another on the x-axis. So I'm going to highlight that and hit enter. And there we have it. 64 boxes all lined up right next to one another. There are a number of methods or functions associated with arrays. Append, copy, delete item, join, find item, insert item, sort, qsort, and these lend a lot of power to the array. So let's just try find item. Find item, then the name of the array, and then the value you're looking for, and it should return the first occurrence of that value, or 0 if the value is not in the array. So let's go back up to my array. Find item, my array, 8. And it comes back and tells me that 8 is the third element in my array. And that's a brief introduction to arrays, one of the most powerful features of MaxScript.